This is Qalʿat al-Bahrain, or simply the Bahrain Fort located in Sif, overlooking the Gulf. This place is a UNESCO World Heritage Site for a reason.
Welcome to Qalʿat al-Bahrain Site Museum. This time now it's 7 p.m. and we came to this wonderful historical spot. Let's explore this place. Come with me.
It was once the capital of the ancient Dilmun civilization, which dates back to 2300 BCE, making it even older than the pyramids of Giza. Over the centuries, the fort has seen many rulers, the Greeks under Alexander the Great, the Portuguese, and finally the Arabs.
Hi. Actually, I'm in Bahrain for around 3 to 4 years, but I didn't visited this beautiful historical place. When you spot that light, actually that is not star, that is a flight. It's going to land there. Yeah, the airport is near. Just now only I spotted a tree. Actually it looks like tree of life. How many of you know tree of life?
Every empire left behind a mark, a wall, a watchtower, a well. You don't just explore a place like this, you feel it. This one isn't about massive walls or grandeur. Qalət al-Bahrain is subtle. It whispers rather than shouts. Built mostly from limestone, coral stone, and mud brick, the fort's structure is humble but strategic. These thick walls were once part of a much larger complex, including residences, storerooms, and even secret passages. Notice the layering of walls. Archaeologists found 7 layers of civilizations, stacked here from Dilmun to Islamic periods. Imagine building your home on top of your great-great-grandfather's home, and repeating that for 4,000 years.
Near the fort, can you see the old buildings? These are all constructed around the time that the fort was built. They are preserving these for the future generation to know and practice the culture they are following from before. The beauty of visiting this place at night time is the marvelous view of this Bahrain from this iconic place.
As you stand before this ancient cannon at the entrance, imagine a time when the fort was alive with the rhythm of traders, warriors, and rulers. This cannon, though no longer in use, once stood as a symbol of defense and authority, positioned to guard the gateway to Dilmun's heartland. It reminded intruders that this land was fiercely protected, carved from bronze and mounted with purpose. It didn't just fire metal, it fired a message. Bahrain was strong, and its people proud. Today, the cannon welcomes you not with fire, but with history. Step through the gates and walk into the soul of a kingdom that stood the test of time. In many ways, this reminds me of forts back in India, like Jinji Fort in Tamil Nadu or Bikal Fort in Kerala. Those two were coastal, built for defense, and told stories of trade and conflict. You realize we're all connected by history, by the need to protect, to build, to survive. There's something about exploring ruins at night. The darkness makes your imagination work overtime. You hear the wind and wonder, was that once a battle cry? You see shadows and think maybe the past isn't as far away as we think. And when you stand on the edge of the fort, feeling the sea breeze, watching the skyline of modern Bahrain in the distance, you realize this fort once was the skyline. Just next to the fort is the Bahrain Fort Museum. And if you visit in the day, don't miss it. You'll see artifacts like Dilmun seals, ancient pottery tools used by merchants, and even maps that show Bahrain's vital role in the ancient trade routes. Standing here, I don't just see a fort. I see how connected we are to the past, how every brick holds a story not just of Bahrain, but of humanity. Welcome to the timeless tale of Bahrain, a land that has stood at the crossroads of civilizations for over 5,000 years, primitive period, pre-3000 BCE. Long before cities, this island was home to early fishing and farming communities. Stone tools and pottery show how Bahrain's first settlers lived in harmony with nature. Summit of civilization's Dilmun period. Then came Dilmun, Bahrain's golden age. It became a rich trading hub between Mesopotamia and the Indus Valley. It was called the Land of Immortality in Sumerian myth. And the city of Qalət al-Bahrain rose as a vital port. City 2, Early Diligence period c. 600 to 300 BCE. As Dilmun declined, new cities emerged. This period saw strong local governance, organized trade, and refined pottery. Though less known, this was a time of rebuilding and resilience. Tylos period c. 300 BCE to 600 CE. Under the Greeks, Bahrain was known as Tylos, famous for its cotton and pearls. It became part of Hellenistic culture. Greek historians wrote of a sophisticated island with thriving trade. Early Islamic period, 600 to 1000 CE. With the rise of Islam, Bahrain embraced the new faith by 629 CE, even before the Prophet Muhammad's death. It became part of the Islamic Caliphate, spreading learning and trade. Middle Islamic period, 1000 to 1500 CE. Bahrain was ruled by various Islamic dynasties, like the Qarmatians and later the Abbasids. The island saw both prosperity and battles for control over its strategic location in the Gulf. Late Islamic period, 1500 to 1800 CE. The Portuguese arrived in 1521, followed by the Persians in 1602. Forts like Arad and Qalāt al-Bahrain bear witness to these clashes. Bahrain remained a key prize in the Gulf. Modern period 1783 today. In 1783, Sheikh Ahmed al-Fadi of the Al Khalifa family captured Bahrain. The island allied with Britain, discovered oil in 1932, and finally gained independence in 1971. Today, Bahrain is a modern nation, rooted in its rich past-balancing heritage with innovation. From primitive tools to Formula One tracks, Bahrain is not just a country, it's a story still unfolding. If you're from India like me, you've seen forts before, majestic, powerful, royal. But this is different. It's quieter, deeper, and honestly, more emotional. These rooms, maybe they housed soldiers, traders, or families watching the C4 arriving ships. There's something hauntingly beautiful about being here at night. It's quiet now, but centuries ago, it might have been filled with the clanging of swords, the shouting of commanders, the aroma of Arabic spices. As my daughter walks through the ancient stones of Qalāt al-Bahrain, her tiny footsteps echo through centuries. This was once the heart of Dilmun, a land of trade, myth, and dreams. Ships once docked here, carrying pearls and copper, as merchants called out in languages lost to time. She pauses and gazes out at the vast ocean, the same sea that carried stories from Mesopotamia to the Indus Valley. I wonder, can she feel it? The whispers in the wind? The strength of a civilization that rose and fell here. The hands that built this fort, stone by stone, from a mighty port city to this silent monument. Bahrain holds its history like a treasure, and today it meets the curious eyes of a new generation. And in her smile, I see the past, greeting the future.
We have seen all of the places, everything is marvelous here.
And the structure is really wonderful, and I'm still thinking how they've got these types of stones which is very strong, and how they imagine to build this huge structure. I'm speechless here. I thought there is a roof.
They say forts are not made of bricks. They're made of stories. This well right here, it supplied water to the fort when it was under siege.
In the Bahrain Fort on the UNESCO heritage site, one of the site, and நான் இது கொஞ்சம் சின்னதா இருக்குன்னு நினைச்சேன், but it's huge, ரொம்ப பெருசா இருக்கு. And அதே மாதிரி உள்ள போய்க்கிட்டே இருக்கும், சுத்தி போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். பாப்போம் மேலே என்ன இருக்குன்னு சொல்லிட்டு. நிஜமாவே நல்லா இருக்குங்க. உங்களுக்கு இங்க கல்ச்சரல் ஹிஸ்டாரிக்கல் இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறத விட நீங்க வாக்கிங் போகணும் அப்படின்னு நினைச்சீங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் a பெஸ்ட் ஸ்பாட்.
நிறைய பேர் வாக்கிங்
எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சுங்க நிறைய பேர் சுற்றி பார்க்க வந்தவங்களோட வாக்கிங் வரவங்க தான் அதிகமாக இருப்பாங்கன்னு நினச்சேன். அவங்க பாட்டுக்கு வேகமாக வேக்குன்னு போகிறாங்க.
Standing here, I don't just see a fort. I see how connected we are to the past. how every brick holds a story, not just of Bahrain, but of humanity. If you ever visit Bahrain, don't just stick to the malls and beaches. Come here and walk with the ancients. Visit at night if you can. Bring a torch, wear good shoes, and most importantly, bring curiosity. Thanks for joining me on this night journey into Bahrain's past. If you liked this video, like, share, and subscribe and comment below your favorite fort back home in India. Until next time, keep exploring, keep wondering. Good night from Qalāt al-Bahrain.